It's kind of wild how just one speech can set off a global chain reaction. We're talking about shockwaves that start at a UN podium and ripple all the way to a US visa office and then clear across the world to the Middle East. Well, today we're going to connect those dots and show you exactly how that one address is creating a brand new and seriously complicated reality for India. So, this entire story, this whole chain reaction, it all starts right here, with Donald Trump's speech at the UN General Assembly. And look, this wasn't your average political address. It had a few key statements that are now actively, and I mean actively, reshaping global politics. So standing on the world stage, Trump made some incredibly bold claims. He said he personally stopped a war between India and Pakistan, he called climate change a fraud, and he argued that migration is literally destroying countries. Just keep these three big themes in your head: geopolitics, climate, and immigration, because they're the engine for everything we're about to unpack. Okay, so let's boil it down. He hits the UN for not doing its job, takes credit for stopping multiple wars, calls for shutting down borders, and flat out rejects climate initiatives. And here's the crucial part. This isn't just talk. This worldview is now being hammered into actual policy, and it's having very real consequences. So how does all this high-level political talk actually affect real people? Well, first, we're going to look at the H-1B visa system, which, as you know, is a massive deal for many Indians. Then we'll shift gears and see how this same kind of rhetoric is being linked to an act of religious vandalism right inside the U.S. Right. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. The administration is talking about a complete overhaul of the H-1B visa system. Up to now, it's basically been a lottery. You've got hundreds of thousands of people applying for just 85,000 spots, and everyone has more or less the same shot. But the new proposal, it just throws that whole idea out the window. It brings in a tier-based system that's all about one thing: salary. The highest paying jobs get first dibs, which means if you're in an entry-level or even a mid-level role, well, you get pushed to the very back of the line. And why is this such a huge deal for India specifically? Well, look at this number. A staggering 70% of all H-1B applicants are from India. So this isn't some minor policy change. It's a massive shift that directly hits the single largest group of people who rely on this pathway to work in the U.S. But the impact isn't just about paperwork and bureaucracy. This kind of political rhetoric seems to be spilling over into public life. For example, in Texas, a pretty disturbing act of vandalism against a Hindu statue is raising some serious questions about whether hostility is on the rise. And this quote right here from a Republican leader in Texas is at the heart of it. He's talking about an 80-foot statue of the Hindu deity Hanuman. The language is, well, it's pretty direct. It questions the very right of a non-Christian symbol to exist in America, tying it all back to this idea of the U.S. being a Christian nation. So let's actually put that Christian nation idea into perspective for a second. While it's a hot topic in politics, the reality on the ground is a bit more complicated. Sure, 62% of Americans identify as Christian, but look closer. Almost 30% say they're unaffiliated with any religion, and another 9% belong to other faiths. That's the actual demographic mix where this whole debate is happening. Okay, let's zoom way out now, to the global stage, because beyond the visas and the tensions at home, these shifts are creating some new and frankly dangerous dynamics around the world, especially in the Middle East. And right in the middle of all this change, Pakistan's defense minister drops an absolute bombshell. It's about their defense pact with Saudi Arabia, and it involves their most powerful, most feared weapons. Just let that sink in for a moment. This is the official public statement. Pakistan's nuclear weapons could be made available to Saudi Arabia in a war. This is a total game changer. It injects a nuclear threat right into the heart of the intense Sunni-Shia rivalry playing out across the Middle East. And this is where the dominoes start to fall, and they fall fast. Think about it. Pakistan offers nukes to Saudi Arabia. What's the immediate reaction from their arch-rival Iran? Well, they're provoked. They're going to hit the accelerator on their own nuclear program. And that forces the US and Israel to react, escalating tensions even further. Suddenly, the whole region is on a much faster, much scarier path toward a major conflict. So with this new nuclear-charged chessboard, where does that leave India? Well, it's trapped. It's caught right in the middle of a strategic nightmare that's unfolding on multiple fronts. I mean, just think about the position India is in. It has to juggle strong relationships with both Israel and Iran, two countries now on a collision course. Its main adversary, Pakistan, is suddenly backed by Saudi money and potentially nuclear weapons. At the exact same time, It's getting pressure to drop energy partners like Russia, all while trying to deal with a U.S. administration that's getting tougher on everything from trade to immigration. It's a massive dilemma. And as geopolitical analyst Ian Brummer puts it, this is not a small shift. This defense pact between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia could fundamentally change life for India. It complicates every single strategic move the country has to consider. So there you have it. From one single speech at the UN, the entire global board has been reset. The old rules are out the window, and these new, dangerous alliances are taking their place. For India, this new reality is one of the greatest foreign policy challenges it has ever faced, leaving us with one massive question. On this new chessboard, what is the right move?